Hello students, today I would like to explain the question paper related to JEE Mains 2020 maths paper that is held on September 3rd, second shift. Okay. This is the question which is related to mathematical reasoning. If P and Q implies negation of Q or R has truth values, false, then the truth values of P, Q, R are what respectively? What is given here? P and Q implies negation of Q or R has truth value false. So this is the statement, it has truth value false. Then what are the truth values of P, Q, R they are asking? Okay. We know that the statement P implies Q is false if P is true and Q is false. Truth implies false is false statement. Truth implies false is your false statement. So P and Q is true. Again, negation of Q or R is false. P and Q is true when P and Q both will be true. So, P comma Q are true. Again, negation of Q or R is false means these both will be false. Negation of Q comma R are false implies Q is true, R is false. So hence finally P comma Q are true and R is false. P comma Q are true and R is the false statement. So P and Q implies negation of Q or R has truth value false, then the truth values of P, Q, R are true, true, false. Okay. This is the question. Find the number of three-digit numbers if sum of their digits is 10. Three-digit number. Suppose the three-digit number is say x1, x2, x3. This is hundreds place, tens place, units place. What they are given to you? Sum of the digits is 10. We mean x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 10. What are the digits? The digits from 0 to 9. So each xi, I runs from 1 to 9 belongs to 0 to 9. You want three-digit numbers, that is why the hundreds place must and should be starts from 1 to 9. It never 0. That means x1 is greater than or equal to 1. x2 may be 0, greater than or equal to 0. x3 is also greater than or equal to 0. So, this equation can be written as x1 minus 1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 9. Am I correct or not? Take 1 to the left side, that becomes minus 1. Now, this will be greater than or equal to 0 because x1 greater than or equal to 1, we mean what? x1 minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Similarly, x2 greater than or equal to 0. x3 is also greater than or equal to 0. So, we have to find out the number of solutions, non-negative solutions for y1 plus y2 plus y3 is equals to 9. What we have to get? The number of solutions is n plus r minus 1 c r minus 1. This is the number of solutions. So, 9 3 minus 1 C3 minus 1. That is 11C2. We mean 55. So the number of solutions is 55 because 11 into 10 by 2. 55. So x1, x2, x3 is a 3-digit number. This type of numbers are 55 when sum of the digits is 10. So remember that the hundreds place never 0. That is why we start from x1 greater than or equal to 1. This is the way. Two equal circles of radius 2 root 5. What is the radius of the both circles? 2 root 5. Passing through extremities of latus rectum of y square is equal to 4x. What is the length of latus rectum? 4. Then find the distance between of the two circles. Then you have to find out the distance between the centers of the two circles. See here, suppose this is my parabola axis, this is the latus rectum. Latus rectum means the line passing through focus perpendicular to axis. There are two circles passing through extremities of this latus rectum. They are having two equal radii. That is 2 root 5. For example, it is one circle. This is the another circle. Both the circles have same radii, that is 2 root 5. What is its length? This length is 4. It is the length of the common chord of the two circles. And given to you, this is the radius of the circle, that is 2 root 5. This is also radius of the circle, 2 root 5. Now we have to find out the distance between the two centers. What is the distance from here to here? That is the question. So we have two circles in this manner. This is first circle. This is the second circle. These are the centers. This is line joining of their centers. The distance from here to here is 4 units. So half of the distance is 2. Its radius is also given to you, that is 2 root 5. This is C1, C2. This is say some D. Can I find C1D or not? This is right angle triangle. Every common chord will be perpendicular to the line joining of their centers. Therefore, hypotenuse square minus side square under root gives this distance. So C1D is nothing but square root of 2 root 5 whole square. 4 5s are 20 minus 2 2s are 4. That is 4. So the distance from here to here is 4. Automatically this distance is also 4. Therefore C1 to C2 is equal to 2 times of C1D, that is equals to 2 into 4. We mean 8 units. So two equal circles are given to you. Those two circles passing through extremities of latus rectum of y square is equal to 4x. Why this is given to you? To get the length. The distance from here to here is 4 units. Its half of the distance is 2 units. From this right angle triangle, we obtain C1D. C1, C2 is nothing but 2 times of C1D, that is 8 units. Okay. See, this is the question related to vectors, and one trigonometric concept is involved in this problem. This is given to you. A by cos theta equal to B by cos theta plus 2 pi by 3 equal to C by cos theta by 3. Then find the angle between these two vectors. Moreover, the condition is given to you. Some theta is equals to 2 pi by 9 and a square plus b square plus c square is equals to 1. Okay, from this condition and with the help of this one also, you have to find out the angle between the two vectors. From this equation, let us say lambda. These three equalities is taken as lambda. Then what about my A? A is equals to lambda cos theta. Listen carefully. B is equals to lambda times of cos of theta plus 2 pi by 3. C is equal to lambda times of cos of theta plus 4 pi by 3. Now I would like to join these three. A plus B plus C is what? A plus B plus C is equals to lambda times of cos theta plus cos of theta plus 2 pi by 3 plus cos of theta plus 4 pi by 3. Am I correct or not? We know that this is 0. How can you prove that this one as 0? Cos of 2 pi minus some x is nothing but cos x. So 2 pi minus theta minus 4 pi by 3 can be written as 2 pi minus 4 pi by 3 is what? 2 pi by 3. So this is nothing but cos of theta minus 2 pi by 3. Or 2 pi by 3 minus theta you may write. This is cos of theta plus 2 pi by 3. Because cos of minus theta is nothing but cos theta. So cos theta plus lambda times of. This is what? Cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b. Cos b. Lambda times of cos theta plus 2 cos theta into cos 2 pi by 3 is what? Minus 1 by 2. So 2 gets cancelled. Cos theta minus cos theta, 0, 0 into something 0. So we have 0. So what we obtained? We obtained a plus b plus c is equals to 0. So a plus b plus c whole square is also becomes 0. We mean a square plus b square plus c square minus plus 2 times of ab plus bc plus ca is also 0. Because its square is also 0, that is why we get in this manner. So AB plus BC plus CA by A square plus B square plus C square is what now? Minus 1 by 2. Am I correct or not? This is minus 1 by 2. My dear students, observe this value. What is this? Is it angle between these two vectors or not? What is the dot product? A bar AB plus BC plus CA. Cos theta, theta is angle between the two vectors. Then A bar dot B bar by mod A bar into mod B bar is cos theta. Therefore, AB plus BC plus CA by root of A square plus B square plus C square into root of B square plus C square plus A square. That is nothing but A square plus B square plus C square. This is your cos theta, where theta is angle between the two vectors. Cos theta is equals to minus 1 by 2. We mean theta is equals to 2 pi by 3. So angle between the two vectors is 2 pi by 3. This is the option. Okay. See here, this is related to binomial theorem. This is the question. The coefficient of term independent of x in the expansion of 3x square by 2 minus 1 by 3x whole power 9 is lambda. We have to find out the value of 18 lambda. So we know that to get the independent of x, the value of r is obtained by the formula r is equals to np by p plus q. For the expression a times of x power p plus b by x power q whole to the power of n, this may be plus or minus. So what is my r value? R is equals to np, 2 9s are 18 by p plus q, 2 plus 1, 3. So the value of r is 6. So what is my t? 6 plus 1 term? It is independent of x. That is nothing but minus 1 whole to the power of 6 into 9c 6 into first constant 3 by 2. 3 by 2 whole power 9 minus 6. That is 3 into 1 by 3 power 6. This is the term independent of x. It is given to you 18 lambda. Is lambda, sorry. It is given to you lambda. You have to find out the value of 18 lambda. This is your lambda. Minus 1 power 6 is nothing but 1. 9c6 means 9c3. 9 into 8 into 7 by 3 into 2. That is 6 into 3 cube by 2 cube means what? 8 into 1 by 3 power 6. It is cancelled out 3 power 3 times. 8 8 gets cancelled. 3 3s, 3 2s. Again 3 cancel out 9 times. 9 2s are 18. 7 by 18 is equal to your lambda. What is my 18 lambda now? 18 lambda is equal to 7. So this is very simple question. Therefore 18 lambda is equals to 7. So once if you know this formula, you can easily do this one. A x power p plus or minus b by x power q whole to the power of n. R is obtained by this formula. Substitute here, equate that to the lambda. This is your lambda given to you. From that you can easily calculate the value of 18 lambda. Okay. See here, this is related to definite integrals. Very simple question. Integral 0 to 1 by 2 x square by 1 minus x square whole power 3 by 2 is k by 6. Then you have to find out the value of k. So here in this problem, 1 minus x square whole power 3 by 2 is there. For this type of, take either x is equal to sin theta or cos theta. Put x is equal to sin theta. Put x is equal to sin theta. Implies the dx is what? Cos theta d theta. Okay. The problem becomes what? Integral. When x is equal to 0, theta is equal to 0. When x is equal to pi by 2, theta is equal to pi by 6. X is equal to pi by 2. Sin theta is 1 by 2 means theta equal to pi by 6. X square, we mean sin square theta by square root of 1 minus sin square theta whole cube. Okay, whole power 3 by 2 we mean in this manner. Dx is nothing but cos theta d theta. This is what? 1 minus sin square theta is cos square theta, that is cos theta whole cube. 1 cos cancel, cos square theta. Integral 0 to pi by 6 sin square theta by cos square theta d theta. This is cos cube theta, cos theta cancel out cos square theta times. This is tan square theta now. Integral 0 to pi by 6 tan square theta d theta. How can you write this tan square theta? We don't know direct formula for tan square theta of integration. That is why I convert that into secant square theta minus 1. Integral 0 to pi by 6 secant square theta minus 1 d theta. What is the integration of secant square theta? Tan theta. Minus theta, limits from 0 to pi by 6. Tan pi by 6, that is tan 30. 1 by root 3 minus pi by 6. What is your LCM? 6. That is 2 root 3 minus pi by 6. It is given to you k by 6. 6 cancel. Implies your k value is 2 root 3 minus pi. 2 root 3 minus pi. This is the option. Okay. Very simple question. So suppose 1 plus x square is there. You have to take x equal to tan theta. Okay. For 1 minus x square, you may take x is equal to sin theta or cos theta. This is the question related to tangents and normals. A normal is drawn to the parabola y square is equal to 4x at the point 1, 2. And tangent is drawn to y is equal to e power x at this point c, e power c. If this tangent and normal intersect at x-axis, then you have to find the value of c. We have to find out the value of c. So we have to write normal equation at this point to this curve and tangent at this point to this curve. Both curves intersect on what? X-axis. Then we have to find out the value of c. This is the question. So this is the parabola y square equal to 4x. What are the parametric equations of this parabola? 80 square comma 280. 80 square comma 280. Here a is equal to 1. 4a equal to 4, a is equal to 1. So t square comma 2t is any point. If you equate this one as 1, 2 implies 2t is equal to 2 implies t equal to 1. At t equal to 1, the equation of normal is what? Normal at t is what? Tx plus y is equal to at cube plus 2at. Or you may write the equation of normal by differentiation itself. But we are using the formulas related to the parabola. Tx, that means x plus y is equal to, just substitute the point, we get 3. X plus y is equals to 3 is the normal to the curve at the point 1, 2. Again consider y is equal to e power x. What is its derivative? Y dash e power x itself. y dash at c comma e power c is what? Y dash at c comma e power c is nothing but e power c. This is the slope. Once if you know the slope and point, you can write the equation of tangent or not. S y minus y1, y minus e power c is equal to e power c times of x minus c. The point is c comma e power c. This is the tangent equation, my dear students. This is the normal to the parabola at the given point 1 comma 2. These two lines intersect on what? X-axis. What is the equation of x-axis? Y equal to 0. Put y equal to 0 here and here. Y equal to 0, what happened? X equal to 3. Put y equal to 0 here, what happened? When y is equal to 0, e power c gets cancelled. Minus 1 is equals to x minus c. Implies x is equal to what? C minus 1. So both x coordinates should be same because they intersect each other. That is why equate these two x coordinates. 3 is equals to what? C minus 1. 3 equal to c minus 1, we mean c is equal to 4. This is very simple question. So we find their point of intersection. This lies on x-axis. We mean y coordinate is 0. That is why equation of x-axis is what here? Y is equal to 0. Put y equal to 0 in the both equations. We get two x coordinates, equate them. We get the value of c as 4. Okay. So this is the next question. If sine inverse of root x by 1 plus root x dx is equal to this one, then a of x and b of x are what? This is the question related to integration. See here, sine inverse of root x by root of 1 plus x is there. To solve this problem, what you have to take x? I am going to take x is equal to tan square theta. Put x is equal to tan square theta. What we need to go for tan square theta? We know 1 plus tan square theta is equals to secant square theta. That is why I am going to take the substitution as x is equal to tan square theta. So our integration becomes what? Sine inverse of root x, we mean tan theta, by root of 1 plus tan square theta, root secant square theta, that is secant theta, into what about dx? 2 tan theta secant square theta. 2 tan theta secant square theta d theta. Because the derivative of x square is 2x, we treat tan theta as x, you have tried its derivative. So this is tan theta by secant theta, we mean sin theta. Sin inverse of sin theta is nothing but theta. You can take 2 outside. 2 times of integral theta into tan theta into secant square theta d theta. Take this one as first function, this one as second function, apply by parts. So one substitution followed by parts is here. So I am going to apply by parts. 2 times of fx integral gx dx, theta into integration of this one. You treat tan theta as p, this is dp. Integral p dp means p square by 2, that is tan square theta by 2. This is tan square theta by 2. Fx integral gx dx minus integral f dash x. So integration of theta is 1. Derivative of theta is 1. Again you have tried tan square theta by 2. d theta. This is the integration. So 2 gets cancelled. Theta tan square theta minus integral tan square theta. This can be written as secant square theta minus 1 d theta. Theta tan square theta minus tan theta, minus into minus plus theta, only plus c. You can take theta as common. Theta into tan square theta plus 1 minus tan theta plus c. See here, what is tan square theta? X. What is theta now? Tan inverse of root x. tan inverse of root x into tan square theta is what? X. X plus 1 minus tan theta is nothing but root x plus c. Compare with given expression. Tan inverse root x into what? A of x, that is x plus 1. So your A of x is equal to x plus 1. And next what? B of x. What is the function? Plus minus root x. This can be written as plus into minus root x. So your B of x is minus root x. So x and minus root x. This is the option. So this is the integration, substitution followed by parts. What is the by parts formula? Fx integral gx dx minus integral f dash x integral gx dx of dx. This is the formula for integral fx gx dx. See this question, this is related to complex numbers. Okay. If modulus of z minus 1 is equal to real part of z1, modulus of z2 minus 1 is equal to real part of z2, and argument of z1 minus z2 is equals to pi by 3, then find the value of imaginary part of z1 plus z2. This is the question. Suppose we take z1 is equals to x1 plus I by 1, z2 is equals to x2 plus I by 2. You just substitute there, apply the modulus formula and simplify. How to get imaginary part of z1 plus z2? Let us see. Modulus of x1 plus I by 1 minus 1 is equal to real part of z1. What is that? x1. Again, modulus of x2 plus I by 2 minus 1 is equals to x2. We mean what? x1 minus 1 plus I by 1 is equal to x1. We mean root of x1 minus 1 whole square plus y1 square. Modulus of x plus iy, root of x square plus y square is equal to x1. By squaring on both sides, what we get? x1 minus 1 whole square plus y1 square is equal to x1 square. x1 square minus 2x1 plus 1 plus y1 square is equal to x1 square. So x1 square gets cancelled. What we obtain? Minus 2x1 plus 1 plus y1 square is equal to 0. In the same manner, can you write this value or not? Minus 2x2 plus 1 plus y2 square is equal to 0. These are the two conditions obtained from the given conditions itself. You just subtract from these two equations what we obtain. Minus 2x1 plus 2x2. 1 gets cancelled. Plus y1 square minus y2 square equal to 0. So y1 square minus y2 square is nothing but 2 times of x1 minus x2. So y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2 is equal to 2 by y1 plus y2. 2 by y1 plus y2. Again, what they are given to you? Argument of z1 minus z2 is nothing but pi by 3. Is it argument or not? Tan theta or not? See here, what is my z1? Argument of z1 is nothing but x1 plus I by 1 minus of x2 plus I by 2. That means argument of x1 minus x2 plus I times of y1 minus y2. That is nothing but tan inverse of x1 minus x2 by y1 minus y2. Tan inverse of b by a, y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. So tan argument is nothing but tan inverse of y1 minus y2 by x1 minus x2. If it is what is given to you, that is pi by 3. Tan pi by 3 is nothing but y1 minus y2 by x1 minus y2. So tan pi by 3, its value is tan pi by 3 is equal to 2 by y1 plus y2. Argument of x plus iy tan inverse of mod y by x. First quadrant, second, third, fourth quadrant, by depending upon that, tan inverse y by x. Okay. So tan pi by 3, tan 60 degrees, that is equals to root 3. Root 3 is equal to 2 by y1 plus y2. So your y1 plus y2 is nothing but 2 by root 3. y1 plus y2 is equals to 2 by root 3. Okay. So in this manner we can solve this problem. We have to know what about modulus of the complex number. Also you know what is the definition of argument of z1 minus z2. Understand? See here, this is the question related to probability. The probability of 5-digit numbers that are made upon exactly 2 distinct digits. Exactly 2 distinct digits is what? This is the question. So in this problem, we are going to find out the 5-digit numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-digit numbers. Exactly 2 digits are placed for any position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only we are using 2 digits. Must and should be appear in these 5 places. This is first place here. We should not get 0. That is why 1 to 9 numbers you may play here. This is for how many total number of 5-digit numbers I am going to write here. 10 ways. This can be filled with 10 ways. This can be filled with 10 ways. Again this can be filled with 10 ways. The total number of ways n of s is equal to 9 into 10 power 4. These are the total number of 5-digit numbers. 9 into 10 power 4. Because the first place do not occupy 0. Suppose 0, 5, 3, it is not 3-digit number. It is only 2-digit number. That is why 0 should not be comes first. So the number of 5-digit numbers are 9 into 10 power 4. What is the given condition? The 5-digit number has exactly 2 digits. So there are 2 cases. The number has 0. The required number has 0 or no 0. That consists 0. That doesn't consist 0. Suppose your 5-digit number has 0. Suppose your 5-digit number has 0. We have considered that 0 appear here. So the next number may be selected from 9 digits. The digit may be considered from out of 9 digits. So how many ways can you select one different digit out of 1 to 9? 9c 1 ways. 9c 1 ways. So you can select any one other digit not 0, that is in 9c 1 ways. So we have 0 and one non-zero number. Suppose say that is 5. So we have to play with 0, 5. We have to find out all 5-digit numbers. So the first place can be filled with only 5. The number 5. If you take 5, if you take 6, you have to put 6 here. That is only one way. And we have 0, 5 may be up in the 4 positions. That means 2 to the power of 4 ways. But if you are taking every time 5, that is the number, it is not correct because you have to use 2 numbers. That is why you subtract 1. 9c 1 into 2 power 4 minus 1. These are the number of 5-digit numbers which consists 0. Suppose this is the case 1. Suppose your number does not contain 0. Case 2 is what? Number does not contain 0. We mean we have to choose 2 digits from 1 to 9. This can be done in how many ways? 9c 2 ways. With the help of the 2 numbers, 2 digits, we can play with 2 to the power of 5 numbers. Minus 2. Why I am writing minus 2? If you take all the digits, suppose 1 is your selected number 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It is not possible. You have to take 2 digits and play with the 2 digits. 2 digits must and should be appear in your 5-digit number. That is why 9c2 into 2 power minus 2 power 5 minus 2. These are the 2 cases you have to add. We get n of e. So the required probability is equals to what now? Required probability is equals to 9 into 2 power 4 minus 1. 16 minus 1, that is 15, plus 9C2, 9 into 8 by 2, that is 9 into 4, times of 2 power 5, 32 minus 2, 30, by 9 into 10 power 4, n of s is there, 9 into 10 power 4. 9, 9, 9 gets cancelled. 120 plus 15, that is 135 by 10 power 4. This is your required probability, 135 by 10 power 4. So we have to choose two cases. The number contains 0 or the number does not contain 0. If it contains 0, you have to select one digit from 1 to 9, that is 9C1 ways. We have two digits now, that is 0 and one digit is non-zero. We have to play with 5-digit number, that is forming 5-digit numbers with 0 and non-zero number in how many ways? 9C1 into 1 into 2 power 4 minus 1. What is this one? The first place can be filled with non-zero digits, that is only one way. So the remaining 4 digits can be filled with 2 power 4 ways, either 0 or non-zero number. Minus 1, why we are writing minus 1? If you write all the as non-zero number, that is not correct. You have to use 2 digits, that is why I am subtracting from this by 1. Here subtracting 2, so the digits are same numbers. We are taking two non-digit numbers. We are playing the 5-digit numbers, forming the 5-digit numbers with the 2 power 5 ways, in which there exist two numbers. They are having same digit. Suppose 2 and 3 are non-digit numbers taken here. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. These are not possible. That is why we are subtracting 2. So the required probability is 135 by 10 power 4. Okay. This is very simple question related to straight lines. The orthocenter of the triangle ABC, whose vertices are minus 1 comma 7, minus 7 comma 1 and 5 comma minus 1. Very simple question. So this type of questions will ask to compensate some large questions. The previous question a little bit of large question and a logical question. So to compensate that type of questions, they are given this type of small questions. So just by verification itself we can find the orthocenter. These are the vertices minus 1 comma 7, minus 7 comma 1 and 5 comma minus 5. We have to find out the orthocenter. You just verify slopes product is equals to minus 1. What is the slope of this line? A, B, C say. What is the slope of BC? Minus 5 minus 1. That is minus 6 by 5 minus of minus plus 7. That is 12. This is minus 1 by 2. Take first option. This is the point minus 3 comma 3. Find slope of these two. This is say orthocenter O. Slope of AO becomes what now? 7 minus 3. That is 4 by minus 1 plus 3, that is 2, 2 2's. 2 into minus 1 by 2, minus 1. Product of slopes minus 1. So this may be orthocenter. Again you have to apply the same technique for these two lines. If their product is also minus 1, you say that minus 3 comma 3 is your orthocenter. What is the slope now? 7 minus of minus plus 5, that is 12 by minus 1 minus 5, that is minus 6, it is minus 2. Its slope is minus 2. Apply this slope. 3 minus 1, that is 2 by minus 3 plus 7, that is 4. So it is 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2. This is minus 2. Product of slopes is equals to what? This is minus 2. This is minus 2. This is 1 by 2. Product of slopes is minus 1. The angle is 90 degrees. Here is also 90 degrees. These are two altitudes. Therefore, the point of concurrence is altitude. So minus 3 comma 3 is your orthocenter. In this manner, verify the product of slopes is equal to minus 1 or not. You can easily find the orthocenter. Okay. If it is not possible, the other options. Okay. This is the question related to quadratic expressions. Very interesting. Lambda square plus 1 times of x square minus 4 lambda x plus 2 equal to 0 be a quadratic equation, then the set of values of lambda, if exactly one root of this quadratic equation lie in the interval 0 comma 1 is dash. we have to find out the range of lambda such that the equations exactly one root lies between 0 to 1. 0 to 1. What is my f of 0? Suppose your quadratic equation is f of x equal to 0. Say f of 0 is what? 2. That is positive. So what is coefficient of x square? Lambda square plus 1. This is positive. Therefore upwards. The diagram may be in this manner. F of 0 is 2. So this is the quadratic equation diagram. Suppose this is the root. This is the exactly one root lies between 0 to 1. Suppose this is my 1. See here, one root is outside. There exactly one root lies between 0 to 1 here. This 1 may be here also. Your 1 is here also. Your 1 becomes here also. At that time f of 1 becomes what? 0. Now f of 0 is positive. F of 0 is equal to 2 is greater than 0. F of 1, see here, f of 1 is what? F of 1, it is below x-axis, that is f of 1 should be negative. This may be 0 also, that is f of 1 less than or equal to 0. Therefore, f of 0 into f of 1 is less than or equal to 0 from this condition. F of 0 already 2 we obtained. 2 into f of 1, substitute here, lambda square plus 1 minus 4 lambda plus 2 is less than or equal to 0. This is always positive, that is why this constant should be less than or equal to 0. Lambda square minus 4 lambda plus 3 is less than or equal to 0. What about my lambda range? Lambda belongs to closed 1 comma 3. Expression and A have opposite sign, roots are 1 comma 3, lambda belongs to closed 1 comma 3. But when lambda is equal to 1, what happened? Observe here, when lambda is equal to 1, 2x square minus 4x plus 2. 2x square minus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. We mean x square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. That is x minus 1 whole square equal to 0. X equal to 1. This is roots are coincident with 1. This is contradiction to our assumption that exactly one root should rise between 0 to 1. That is why you can't take lambda as 1. Therefore, lambda belongs to what? Open 1 to closed 3. You may check for 3 also. There exists exactly 2 roots for that one. So, the range of lambda is open 1 to closed 3. Understand? So, here only one of the logic is f of 1 less than or equal to 0. Suppose in generally what we have, one root lies between alpha comma beta. We have f of alpha into f of beta less than 0. Here in this case equality is obtained here from the given condition itself. This is the question related to progressions. See here, M arithmetic means and 3 geometries are inserted between the two numbers 3 and 24 such that second geometric mean is equal to fourth arithmetic mean. Second geometric mean is equal to what? Fourth arithmetic mean. Then we have to find out the value of M. So what are the two numbers here? 3 and 243. This is 3, this is 243. How many geometric means involved between these two numbers? 3 geometric means. Suppose G1, G2, G3 are 3 geometric means between them. So we mean what? These 5 numbers are in geometric progression, then these 3 numbers are said to be geometric means. That is the definition of the geometric means. Suppose this is say AR square, AR cube, AR power 4. This is my A. Now equate this. AR power 4 is equal to 243. A is 3, that is 81 times. R is equals to 3. So common ratio we obtain. The first term is 3. Second geometric mean is what now? Second geometric mean G2 is equal to AR square. A is 3, R square is 9, that is 27. We obtained second geometric mean. Next, how many arithmetic means are there? M arithmetic means. We mean 3 comma x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xm comma what? 243. These are in arithmetic progression. Then we say that x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xm are M arithmetic means. So say this is A. Already we take 3 as A. This is say A plus D, A plus 2D and so on up to this is what? A plus MD, A plus M plus 1 into D. This is what? A plus M plus 1 into D. x1 A plus D, x2 A plus 2D in this manner. So A plus M plus 1 into D. What is the given fourth arithmetic mean? Fourth arithmetic mean is what now? A plus 4D. Am I correct or not? x4 is fourth arithmetic mean. A plus 4D. This is A plus 2D, this is A plus 3D, this is A plus 4D. A is what now? 3 times of 3 plus 4 times of D. Both are equal. Second geometric mean is 27. Your 27 is equals to D. 4D is equal to 24. So your D is equal to 6. This is the common difference. Again equate these two. A plus M plus 1 into D. A plus M plus 1 into D is equals to 243. So M plus 1 into D, what is your D? 6 is equal to 240. This is 40. What is M now? 40 minus 1, that is 39. What they are asking? The value of M. So the value of M is 39. So once if you are command on the arithmetic means and geometric means, you can easily crack this one. So x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xm are M arithmetic means between two numbers A and B if A comma x1, x2, x3 and so on up to xm comma B are always in arithmetic progression. Okay, with the help of this simple technique, we can crack this one. See, this is the question related to differential equations. If x cube dy plus xy dx is equal to 2y dx plus x square dy and y of 2 is equal to e, then what is the value of y of 4? Simple question. Just by looking the equation itself, we have to think whether it is goes to variable separable or linear or homogeneous. How to solve this one? You have to think in this manner. I think this may be variable separable. It is easy to separate the variables. See here, this is x square dy is there. This is x cube dy. So this can be written as x cube minus x square times of dy is equal to 2y minus xy times of dx. You can take y common, y times of 2 minus x dx. This is what? X square times of x minus 1 dy. Now it is ready to separate the variables. Dy by y is equal to 2 minus x by x square times of x minus 1 dx. So taking integration on both sides, we get the solution, and from that you can find the integral constant. Again you can find the value of y of 4. So to solve this integration, so before going to find out the integration, you have to write this one as a partial fractions. First of all, consider this one, 2 minus x by x square times of x minus 1. This is nothing but a by x plus b by x square plus c by x minus 1. Partial fractions. 2 minus x is equals to a into x minus 1 plus b times of x minus 1 plus cx square. Am I correct or not? By taking the LCM itself, denominator gets cancelled. Denominator gets cancelled. 2 minus x is equal to a into x into x minus 1 plus b into x minus 1 plus cx square. So we obtain this expression. Put x equal to 0, what happened? Put x equal to 0, 2 is equals to, this becomes 0, this is also 0, b times of 0 minus 1. b is equal to minus 2. Put x is equal to 1. X equal to 1, we mean 1 is equal to 0, 0, c times of 1. c is equal to 1. Comparing x square coefficients on both sides, 0 is equal to a plus c. So the value of a is equal to what? Minus 1. A equal to minus c, c is 1, a equal to minus 1. So integral 2 minus x by x square times of x minus 1 dx becomes what? Integration of, what is your a? Minus 1 by x dx plus, what is your b? 1, sorry, minus 2. Minus 2 by x square dx plus integral, what is your c value? 1. 1 by x minus 1 dx. This is nothing but minus log x plus 1 by x, because the integration of 1 by x square is minus 1 by x plus 1 by x plus log of x minus 1 plus some arbitrary constant. By clubbing these two, log x minus 1 by x plus 1 by x plus c. So what is the integration of log mod y, dy by y, log mod y or log y is equal to log x minus 1 by x plus 1 by x plus c. What is the given condition? Y of 2 equal to e. When x equal to 2, y is equal to e. Log e 1 is equal to log of 2 minus 1, 1 by 2 plus 2 by 1 by, what is your value? Y of 2, x equal to 1, 1 by 2 plus c. Your log y, y is equals to what here? E. Log e is 1, log 2 minus 1, that is 1 by 2, log 1 by 2 plus x is what here? X is equals to 2, that is x equal to 2, we mean 1 by 2 plus c. So from this calculation, see here, log of x minus 1 by x plus 2, this is 1 by x, this is 2 here, already 2 is there, 2 by x, this is 2 by x, 2 by x, 2 by x, 2 gets cancelled one time, this 1 gets cancelled. So what is your c value? C is equals to minus log 1 by 2, we mean log 2. The value of c is equals to log 2. Substitute c is equal to log 2 here. What is the answer now? Log y is equals to log x minus 1 by x plus 2 by x plus c we mean log 2 plus log 2. That is nothing but log of 2 times of x minus 1 by x plus 2 by x. This is nothing but log y. From that, substitute y is x is equals to 4, we get log y. From that you can calculate the value of y also. So put x is equal to 4, what happened? Log y is equals to, put y is equal to 4, log of 2 times of 4 minus 1, 3 by 2, 3 by x is 4 plus 2 by 4 plus 2 by 4. This is cancel out 2 times. So y is equal to e to the power of log of 3 by 2. We mean 3 by 2 into e power 1 by 2. Because 2 by 4 means 1 by 2. Log coming to the right side, that becomes e power 3 by 2 root e. So your value is 3 by 2 times of root e. So the calculation part is makes very important role here. One partial fraction is there. After getting the partial fraction, you have to find out the value of c also. That takes major role here. After getting the equation, you need to substitute by x is equal to 4, and then you have to find the value of y by taking log to the right side. These are the calculation parts. Okay. Okay, see this question. Limit extends to a square plus 2x square whole power 1 by 3 minus 3x square whole power 1 by 3 by 3a square plus x square whole power 1 by 3 minus 4x square whole power 1 by 3 is what? This is the question related to limits. So this may be 0 by 0 form. You may apply L'Hospital rule also. But we do in this manner. Limit extends to a square plus 2x square whole to the power of 1 by 3 minus 3x square whole to the power of 1 by 3 whole divided by, I am writing a square plus 2x square, a square plus 2x square minus 3x square. So to compensate this one, what I have to write? A square minus, this is a square minus x square. Again I am writing whole divided by 3a square plus x square whole to the power of 1 by 3 minus 4x square whole to the power of 1 by 3 whole divided by, I am writing 3a square plus x square minus 4x square. See here, a square minus x square is there. This is 3 times of a square minus x square is there. So this is 1 by 3. If you just write multiplied by 1 by 3, the everything is compensated. Am I correct or not? This is 3 coming numerator, these 2 gets cancelled. So 3 is extra, I am writing in this expression. So I am multiplying with 1 by 3. The entire thing is same as above. Why I am writing in this manner? Now it becomes x to the power of n minus a power n by x minus a form. You know the formula, n into a power n minus 1. So 1 by 3 of n means 1 by 3 into 3a square whole to the power of 1 by 3 minus 1, that is minus 2 by 3 whole divided by 1 by 3 times of 4a square whole to the power of minus 2 by 3. So 1 by 3 gets cancelled. 1 by 3 times of a power minus 4 by 3, a power minus 4 by 3 also gets cancelled. 3 by 4 whole to the power of minus 2 by 3. We mean 1 by 3 times of 4 by 3 power 2 by 3. So 1 by 3 times of 4 by 3 power 2 by 3 is your answer. So limit extends to a, x to the power of n minus a power n by x minus a is what? N into a to the power of n minus 1. I have used this technique here. See, this is the question related to application. Surface area of cube is increasing at the rate of 3.6 centimeter per second. Find the rate at which its volume increases when length of side is 10 centimeters. One cube is there. This is cube. Each side of length is what? 10 centimeters. Its surface area, suppose S is surface area, V is the volume. So, what is the surface area of a cube? 6x square. X is side length, when we have to find out the value at x equal to 10. S is equal to 6x square. And volume is equal to x cube. So, rate of change of S, ds by dt, is equal to 12 times of x into dx by dt. Differentiate with respect to t, we obtain this condition. Again, dv by dt is equal to 3x square times of dx by dt. What you have to find out? You have to find out dv by dt. So, what is dx by dt? ds by dt by 12x. What is ds by dt is given to you? That is 3.6. 3.6 by 3x square times of 3.6 whole divided by 12x square. 12x. X gets cancelled. 3/4 or 12. When x is equals to 10 times dt at x is equal to 10. 10 times of 3.6 by 4, that is 36 by 4. It is 9. So rate of change of volume is 9 cubic centimeters per second. This is 9 cubic centimeters per second. Very simple question. So once if you know these two formulas, S is 6x square, V is x cube, then by taking derivative with respect to t, we obtain the value. Okay. So dV by dt is equals to 10 into 3.6 by 4. We are substituting dx by dt here. So what is ds by dt? 3.6. From here dx by dt value is what? 3.6 by 12x. We are substituting 3.6 by 12x here. Itself we obtain dV by dt. Okay. The following point lies on the plane containing two lines. This is my plane. Contains two lines. This is the line passing through I bar parallel to I bar plus j bar plus k bar. This is the line passing through minus j bar parallel to minus I bar plus 2j bar plus k bar. So, can I find the normal to this plane or not? We can easily find the direction ratios of normal to the plane. That is what? I, j, k, 1, 1, 1 and minus 1, minus 2, 1. This is nothing but I bar into 1 plus 2 minus j bar into 1 plus 1, that is 2, plus k bar into minus 2 plus 1, that is minus 1. 3i minus 2j bar minus k bar. So what are the direction ratios of normal? 3 comma minus 2 comma minus 1. If it is ABC, what is my equation of plane? A into x minus x1 plus b into y minus y1 plus c into z minus z1 is equal to 0. You take one of the point as I, that is 1, 0, 0. The equation of plane is what now? 3 times of x minus 1 plus minus 2 times of y minus 0 plus minus 1 times of z minus 0 is equal to 0. We mean 3x minus 2y minus z is equals to 3. This is the required equation of plane. It is very easy to find out the plane equation, and we have to substitute which point satisfies this one. Substitute the option. 3 ones are 3 plus 6 minus 6 is equal to 3. Okay, 3 equal to 3 satisfies. So 1 comma minus 3 comma 6 is your correct option. So you just find the plane equation, substitute the point, we obtain the required answer. 1 minus 3, 6 is the point satisfied by this equation, we obtain. So to find the equation of plane, what we are using here? A bar cross B bar, that gives the direction ratios of normal to the plane. So what are the direction ratios of line parallel to the given line here? 1, 1, 1. What are the direction ratios of the line here itself? Minus 1 comma minus 2 comma 1 here. By cross product of these two, we obtain the direction ratios of normal to the plane. Once if you get the direction ratios of normal and one of the point, you can easily write the equation. So this is one of the point. I bar, that is 1, 0, 0, or 0, 1 comma 0 is also another point on the same plane. Okay. See here, this is the question related to relations. Sets and relations chapter is also there in your syllabus. The relation R1 is defined in a manner: the set of all a comma b such that AB belongs to R and a square plus b square belongs to q. Q is rational number. A square plus b square belongs to q here. R2 is the another relation such that same a comma b belongs to R. A square plus b square does not belongs to q. Then which of the correct option they are asking? R1 is transitive, R2 is not transitive. So the entire question is depend upon the transitivity. So when you are saying the relation is transitive, the relation is transitive if a comma b and b comma c, this is end with b, then immediately that will be start with same number. A comma B, B comma C belongs to your relation. Immediately A comma C belongs to your relation, then we say that that relation is transitive. A comma B and B comma C are the two elements belongs to your relation, then immediately the A is related to C, then we say that the transitivity is exists. See here, so if it is not, we have to show that something is not, it is enough to give some counter example. Now I am going to take three numbers, root 3 plus 1 and root 3 minus 1 and fourth root of 12. Why I am taking it, just I will explain to you. Now what about its squaring and adding? Is it belongs to Q or not? Is it belongs to Q or not? A plus B whole square, this is say A, B, C say. This is A, this is B, this is C say. What about my A square plus B square? Root 3 plus 1 whole square plus root 3 minus 1 whole square. That is nothing but 2 times of 3 plus 1. This is 8. Belongs to what? Q. Squaring and adding belongs to Q. Again squaring and adding this one. 3 plus 1 minus 2 root 3. Plus its square is what? Square root of 12. Square root of 12 means 2 root 3. Plus 2 root 3. Plus 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 gets cancelled. This is 4 belongs to Q. So A comma B, B comma C belongs to your relation. Then is it A comma C belongs to your relation? See here, what is their squaring and adding value? 3 plus 1 plus 2 root 3 plus root 12. This is not belongs to Q. Therefore, AB, BC belongs to Q, AC doesn't belongs to Q. So R1 is not transitive. R1 is not transitive. A square plus B square belongs to Q. B square plus C square belongs to Q, even though A square plus C square does not belongs to Q by example itself. So how to get this type of thoughts? So you have to match up two numbers. Squaring and adding is belongs to Q. Its squaring and adding is also belongs to Q. Their squaring and adding doesn't belongs to Q. Such type of arrangement you have to think. So why should I take fourth root of 12? By squaring itself, what you have? 3 plus 1 minus 2 root 3. To remove minus 2 root 3, I have to add 2 root 3. So I have to add 2 root 3 is the square of some number. Square of some number means root of root 12. We mean fourth root of 12 you have to take. In this manner, we can show that R1 is not transitive. Similarly, A square plus B square does not belongs to Q. This is the number. In the same manner, you take the three numbers like root 3 plus 1 and root 3 minus 1. What happened? By squaring and adding these two numbers does not belongs to Q. Am I correct or not? Yes. Root 3 plus 1 whole square plus root 3 square does not belongs to Q. Similarly, root 3 whole square plus root 3 minus 1 whole square is also does not belongs to Q. So A square plus B square does not belongs to Q. B square plus C square does not belongs to Q. Now we have to check A square plus C square does not belongs to Q or not. So for this example, these are A square plus C square, that is root 3 plus 1 whole square plus root 3 minus 1 whole square. This is 2 times of 3 plus 1, that is 4 2s are 8. This is belongs to Q. So if AB belongs to Q and AB belongs to relation, BC belongs to the same relation, then AC does not belongs to the relation. For R2 also. Therefore, R2 is also not transitive. So by giving the counter examples itself, we can show that R1 and R2 are not transitive. Not transitive. What is the definition of transitive? A comma B, B comma C belongs to R, then immediately A comma C belongs to R. So for this problem, both are not transitive. So this is one of the logical problem. See this question. If the sum of first n terms of series is 488. Sum of the series, sum of the first n terms of the series is what? 488. And nth term is negative. What they are given to you? Nth term is negative. Then you have to find out the value of n. This is the question. See here, what is the series here? 20 plus. This is 19 3 by 5. 19 5s. 95 plus 3. 98 by 5. Plus 19 5s. 95 plus 1. 96 by 5. Plus and so on. What is the difference from here to here? 98 by 5 minus 20. That is minus 2 by 5. This is also minus 2 by 5. So, this represents an arithmetic progression. Am I correct or not? So, for sum of n terms of arithmetic progression, Sn is what formula? N by 2 times of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. What is its value given to you? 488. So, you have to find out nth term. Now, we have to find out the nth term when it is negative. Okay. Sn is 488. N by 2 times of 20. A is your 20 plus n minus 1 times of difference is what? Minus 2 by 5. This is 488. 2 gets cancelled here. We get quadratic equation. By solving the quadratic equation, we get the n, that is the number of terms. We have to find out the nth term, that is when it is negative, we have to find out. Okay. Nth term is negative, that is the given condition. Listen carefully. Now, what is the value here? N times of 20 minus of n minus 1 by 5. That is 488. So, n times of 100 minus n plus 1 by 5 is equal to 488. Okay. N times of 101 minus n is equals to 5 into 488. Don't multiply, you have to factorize. Take the two terms to the left side, right side. N square minus 101n plus 5 into 488 is equal to 0. Now we have to find out the factors. This is nothing but you take 8 outside, 5 8s are 40 into 61. N square minus 101n is equal to 0. So 40 plus 61, that is 101. You can write n square minus 61n minus 40n plus 61 into 40 is equal to 0. N into n minus 61 minus 40 times of n minus 61 equal to 0. So we have a number of terms is either 40 or 61. Either 40 or 61. And one more thing, nth term is negative is given to you. What is your nth term? A plus n minus 1 into d. What is your A? 20 plus, suppose your n is 40. 39 times of, what is your difference? Minus 2 by 5. Clearly it is positive. 100 minus 39 into minus 2, that is 98. 100 minus 98, it is positive. By 5 is also positive. This is positive. So we don't take n as 40. Because the nth term is negative. So your n must and should be equal to 61. At that time we have to find out n value. Okay. So the number of, here it is 61. We have to find out the nth term here. 20 plus n minus 1 means 60 into minus 2 by 5. Okay. That is 5. Minus 2 by 5. This is 12 times, I think. 20 minus 24. What is the value? Minus 4. So, nth term is negative, then find n. Here, nth term is negative. Nth term should be negative. A plus n minus 1 into d, that is nth term, that is minus 4 here. Understand? We don't take positive value. They are given to you. Nth term is negative. What is an? A plus n minus 1 into d. So the number of terms is 61. Here find nth term. The nth term value is minus 4. The number of terms here is 61. So the number of terms is 61. At that time, we have nth term as negative. Its value is minus 4. Okay. See this next question. Let x square by 25 plus y square by b square equal to 1 and x square by 16 minus y square by b square equal to 1 are ellipse and hyperbolas respectively, such that their product of eccentricities is 1, where E1 and E2 are eccentricities. If the distance between the foci of the ellipse is alpha and for hyperbola is beta, then what are the alpha beta values they are asking. In this problem, product of the eccentricities is 1. So what is the eccentricity of the ellipse? Square root of 25 minus b square by b square into square root of 16 plus b square by 16 is equal to 1. By squaring itself, what you get? 25 minus b square into 16 plus b square is equal to this is